Hmm. I may kulay. Hi guys, so right now we're gonna have a live right now. So I'm waiting for a person who has this kind of question of what is super class in programming language, especially in uh, the programming language that he wants to learn something or wants to know. But I'm waiting to see her, to see her in here in our life, but still um, does not appear. So let's just go forward for our topic for this time for today about what really is superclass. Well, when you say about superclass, it's about making a class and then uh, making a class and then make it a parent that you can uh, share to your um, subclasses what you have inside your class. So that means to say that you are a moment, please. Means to say gonna wait for one who asked for this one question, but he never come out. So I'm gonna go to the direct to the question. What is superclass? Well, superclass is, as I have said earlier, that it is a a parent that you want to inherit your what you have inside your what you call this subclass, right? So, for example, let's create an example for this one. Is example for that is this one. Let's go to our Visual Studio Code, and then we're gonna open the we're gonna open up our file, which is this one, the recent one, this Python course. And then here we go, we could be able to create our file here as the super class. Super.py. And inside of this super.py, we have to create classes. And the first one is the mother, which is the parent, or because the super class. Well, the example for this one that we're gonna teach or to show to you is about what do you think it's the best? I think the best one is here. This could be the best one. Um, let's say about any kind of animals. So any kind of animals is um, the parent of our subclasses or the children classes, and how to create a class. You know that we have when we put class uh, name there, and then the name of this class is animal. So this animal is the name of the class, and inside of this class we have to create um, initialization, which is we are initializing the variables inside of this one. So we have discussed already what are initializing, right? You are initializing the values inside of uh, this class. For example, and how to do it. It's like def underscore unit underscore, and then you're gonna put some parameters here, which is self, and then the name of um, the animal, and then we're gonna put self. That name here is equal to name, and in that name there, you could be able to use the variable name inside this attribute self that name already, right? So inside of this one, we're gonna put this function here or method already. This is already a method because we're already inside of the class. And then we're gonna trace this put back not implemented error. This one here, it is for sub the subclasses that he will implement something in here. Must implement this method. Okay, so this method is like that, and we're gonna delete this one there. So we have created now class already, and in creating that class there, you have to put something that is um, another class, which is the subclass, which is, for example, a dog, like that. And then inside of this dog, you have uh, to make this, to get this one here, we have to put something like this, okay, like that. So we could have we could inherit this one. Okay, we could be able to inherit all of this method here and also this one here. So this initializing will be uh, inherited in here, will be put in here as well because we call this class in here. So in order to do that, we have to tap speak like that, and then we're gonna put self there, and then this one we're gonna return something which is f string there, and inside of that we're gonna call the self that name, which is this one, right? Self that name there, and after that we're gonna sys wolf because it's dog, right? We're calling use this one for the dog, and then we're gonna create cat, and then still like that we're gonna create speak self again, and then return, and again it's f string, and we're gonna use that self that name again, and says meow like that. Okay, so that's how it works. So then in that case, in this one, this example here, we have inherited this one here. We can also omit this one because we have already created just like this one, right? So just delete that. And then we're gonna call, we're gonna create an instance. So instance means one example, okay? One one kind of animal. And then in that kind of animal, there's a name of that kind of animal, right? So for example, we're gonna talk about the dog. So for example, the name of the dog is um, dog is equal to, for example, we're gonna name it um, just dog. We call it what kind of name the dog do you think now the dog's name? Um, we're just gonna call it body like that, and then we're gonna call again a cat, and then name the cat as whiskers like that, and then we're gonna show we're gonna check what's the result for that. Okay, so we're gonna print dog dot speak. Okay, we're gonna call the function speak. So we're gonna call that one dog. We're gonna speak, right? Yeah, like that. So when you're gonna run that one, it will have a result like this. Body says woof and whisker says meow. So that's a simple one example, simple example of um, a class. What about the superclass that we have uh, talked earlier? So this one is an example of the superclass that we have I have gathered. So for example, for that is just gonna make it this common, like that, and then we're gonna put uh, a person. Let's name it a person. So create a person that which is any kind of person. It could be a teacher, it could be a student, it could be anyone, or engineer or something like that. So we're gonna call this person, right? And then in this person, we're gonna define the initialization of the variables that we are trying to put there, or the values set there. So we're gonna call we all know that it's already an attribute, right? It's not a variable because it's on the inside of the class and put it in the parameters and arguments as well, right? So we're gonna define initializing. It's a function that initializes our parameters. Okay, so for example, we're gonna use name and then age, like that, age and what else? And that's all I think for now. And then we're gonna make an attribute for that, which is the name is equal to the name, and then age, self that age is equal to the age, right? And after that, doing that, we're gonna make a function for this one as it will display the name, the self, and the age because this is the superclass, right? So we have to create a function for that so that you could be able to see that it will be inherited to the child or the children classes that we have created. So we're gonna put this display info, that info, and then we're gonna put this the self there since we're gonna use these parameters here, and you already understand what are these attributes. Okay, we can put this out there. No need to put that again because it's already stored these attributes there. So you could understand it already what are the attributes there. So we're gonna use this one, the return function, and in the f string, which would be the name of the student, the name of the person, self name, which is the self name, and then we're gonna use the age, right? Age of the person, which is self.age, like that. So the result for that will be a string. Everyone it's a string. So here we can put a class that specifically gives a class of a person, which is a student, for example. And then we're gonna use this one as the superclass or the parent. So we're gonna put person there, and then after putting that one, we will have we were gonna create another function that it's not uh, in here, but exclusively for the student. And that one is its ID. For example, the student ID. We're gonna create a student ID um, attribute here that is not part of this class here, which is the parents class. It could not be inherited to this one, but this one could be inherited. This one all could be inherited here. Okay, so right now we're gonna create again the uh, a function of initialization function, and then we're gonna put self um, the name, the age, and so that the class superclass we're gonna understand it. Okay, and the student ID, and another one is uh, that, and here we're gonna call now the super, which is this one. Super is this one, right? This one, the person, and then we're gonna go back to here to pass this one to this function to this class here. So like that, we're gonna call this one init, and then we're gonna use this one name age to use this one here, to use this uh, what do you call this, this one attribute here. So we're gonna put this one here there, but student ID is not in here, so you could not be able to use that. Okay, so in that case, we could be able uh, to use this function here. Okay, we're doing this one. Okay, so you could be able to inherit this one here and this one too. Okay, and then you're gonna create the self at name attribute a student ID attribute here. Student ID is equal to student ID, and that's it. And doing that, you could be able to create now uh, an, an instance for this, for example, student. And in this case, we're gonna create a student that, and then the name of the student is, for example, John. John bottom, and then his age is 22, and then student ID is 1001, and like that. So this was gonna print out the this one here, okay? But you could be able to create another function here that exclusively for the student, okay? So we're gonna create this one as um, display info as well. For example, display info, and then in this display info, we're gonna put no, it's not the display info. We're gonna use the F string, and then this one we're gonna use the base info, which is we're gonna use this one, this base info. That we're gonna call out the base info, and then after that, I'm sorry, it should be we're gonna make this info here is equal to display super display super the display info, and that, and then this base info here will be equal here, and then we're gonna put that one, and comma, we're gonna put student ID is equal to this one, self that student ID. And then after that, we're gonna put self there to make it run. So that's how you could be able to call this one here. Calling the display function here, display info function, is by using this one self image, because you will provide the student name and student age for that, so that you could be able to call that one here is self super that display info this one display info, you're gonna use this one. So you need this one. Okay. So when you call a super like this one, display that info, this one we're gonna run. Okay. So that's how super. That's how you could be able to call this one. Okay. This one is your super, and this one is your sub. Okay. And you could be able to access this one here if you're gonna use super that display info. And also you have to use this one. You need to call this one here also here, this initialization name age, the super. Okay, so we got that. And then this person here, we're gonna provide this one for us. Okay, this one. So it's just like you're putting the class inside of this one here. So person, this one person, self that name, this one's name, this one name here, and self that name, and this age, self that age here, and then you're gonna call this one again person again, and then display that info. And this one should be uh, called out in order that this person will understand that this is the super. Okay, you're gonna use this one. So that's it. And we're gonna run that one, and then we're gonna check the result for that. And then sorry, I did not print it. You just returned it, but you did not print it. So as you can say, I'm sorry, student. Uh, I'm gonna call this one display info. Okay, so you call this one here. You're making instance for this one, and then in that instance you call the display info of that instance. Okay, and then you're gonna run that, and you can see name John bottom and age is 22 and his student ID is 10001. So that's how you could be able to use a superclass function, a superclass. Okay, and then superclass function. That's right. And then we could be able to create another one which is a multiple inheritance. This multiple inheritance is um, the term for this is you could be able to have a multiple inheritance. You can get any classes to put inside your subclass. So you could, for example, it's a bird that is you can fly, you can swim. So you could be able to get um, the functions of uh, a bird that can fly, a bird that can swim. So you could be able to get that one. So in order to do that, it's so very easy, guys. So in order to do that, it's like this. Um, Example for that is this one. Create, create this one here. Sample class. We can fly, flyer, right? And then gonna create a function the fly, the simple, and then self, and return fly. Gonna make that, and then we're gonna create a class that's swimmer, and then def swim self. We're gonna return swim. And when you're gonna put that one there, this 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 parents, two parents class, we're gonna be put inside of this class. For example, a duck. Got a duck, as a flyer, and swimmer. You're gonna use the parent as a flyer, swimmer, and then def, walk, south, like that. Then return, walk. So we're gonna dump there, and then we're gonna print dot that walk. And then we're gonna load function there. Dot, dot, swim. So this one, we're gonna run this, and we're gonna see that these functions are inside of this class, right? Because def doc.quack is inside of this one, right? And swim is inside of the swimmer. But you can see that it runs because we all know that it is inside of this subclass here. And this parameter self here is needed in order to run this code. So that's why it is needed there. Okay, cannot omit that one because it's a requirement for creating a class. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, so that's it, and that's all. And I hope you learned something for that. And goodbye.